Слава Україні!
Hello comrades, and welcome to Men of War Assault Squad 2 Interwar mod update. So this mod got several updates. I was supposed to show a lot earlier, but OBS, I don't know why, but the both game and display capture wouldn't show anything. It would only be a black screen. It happened for all applications. For some reason, it just wasn't working. So I did constant reinstalls. I deleted all files. Like I removed every single last thing from in documents. Just anything that I could find related to OBS, I removed, and thankfully it eventually worked. Game capture still doesn't appear for some reason, but display capture is working again. So thankfully that there is. It's gonna allow me to record again. So. All the alternatives for recording and whatnot was just like really crappy. You could record it, but then if you wanted, to deviate up the different soundtracks, you had to pay extra. You had to have extra for this feature. You wanted this kind of feature, you had to pay extra. It was just like a whole bunch of stuff that OBS already had for free that you had to pay for these other supposed premium program kind of things. So. That's why it's been a while since I've last uploaded. It's only been like 6 or so days, but still. So let's get right into it. The mods received a few new factions, but a lot of the current factions, have received changes to uniform and stuff. Some of them from a few changes ago that I missed that I'll be showing. So we'll get right into it. Here we have the Palustas. I can't remember how to pronounce their name properly. I just can't. I've tried like several times to memorize it. Pretty cool though. I think before they had just a brown uniform with like some red markings. Now they have these tan with this white kind of collar lining. Some style, that cool cloak or cape kind of thing. Very nice. You've seen these guys before, but I want to properly show them. It's the United States faction. This is the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK. We got the ceremonial combat. We got the officer, the Grand Wizard, I think is what they'd call this guy. You got the fighters, just with a plain white. Actually, no, not a plain white arm, man. They actually have the little symbol of the KKK, which is like a white cross with a diamond in the center. Pretty cool. And we got the United States Marines. I think these are the Marines. Yeah, Marines. Obviously, you're probably looking at this hoodie and going, "That doesn't look right." It actually was a thing during that time. They did wear these. Hilariously enough. I was surprised by it. Colonel Rooster immediately pulled up a photo. This actually looks like something a lot more comfortable to fight in than one of these kind of shirts. It probably soaks up water a little bit better. It just probably felt a lot more comfortable. Kept you warm, certainly. Here we have the Rangers. A lot of their uniforms are similar to what they wore in World War I, because the United States, after World War I, obviously wanted to continue on a path of isolation, and so their military didn't receive a whole lot of mass upgrades and whatnot, or changes, until like World War II came around, and they had to like rapidly change things up. So here we have the Nicaraguan militia, or militia volunteers or something. Can't remember exactly, but they have this marking of GN. I don't know what that stands for. If you guys know, let me know. Very cool looking uniform. It's this kind of bright tannish color. Got that weird U.S. Army hat. Here we have the Austrian faction, starting with the Austro-fascists. These guys are the light machine gunner, I think officer. These are the police, tank crewmen, Austro-fascist riflemen. Very cool. The interesting style of hat. It almost looks similar to an Italian kind of style, like the Alpine riflemen, I think. They had like a similar cap. I could be wrong though. Very cool though. It's a faction that's been in the mod for a while, and I think I showed it in my very first Interwar video, but I never showed the updates or changes to it. So that's what we're doing now. Here we have the SDAPO. I don't know what that really stands for. But they're pretty cool. All black, kind of styled uniform. Some with helmets, an olive color, and that I think like field gray is what I want to say it's called. And that's popular use with the German and Austrian army. Even today, I think they still have like a field gray for ceremonial uniforms. And we got the officer, or like, squad lead. Here we have the SS, so these guys might be volunteers from Germany, or maybe they have their own SS kind of styled faction in Austria. I'd want to say these guys probably came from Germany just because of the tan shirts and the style of it. Very similar to what the Germans had, so. Maybe it's just unfortunate, copying unintentionally, but still very cool looking. Here we have, these guys are actually new. These are the Austrian Reserve, so it's like the military at the time, or like military kind of police thing. A lot of nations, especially Austria, being broken up and being forced to reduce army size, they would have had a small militia or reservist army. Nothing massive for a while. So that's what these guys are. Got a weapons crew. Here we have the Corinthian Army, or battalion, or regiment, or just Corinthians. Not exactly sure. Actually, there's something else that I want to show you that's new. It fires, and look at that. New reload animation. Very cool.
Yeah.
Can't remember what other changes in terms of like animation and stuff are to be planned, but I do know that gas and there's like random diseases now, malaria at the very least. So if you're like in the Gran Chaco war setting, your guys can get malaria. Very cool feature there. You can go on Discord or ModDB and read up on it. Here we have the People's Levees of Abyssinia, and these guys I've shown before, but before they had only a white uniform, or actually no, they only had a brown uniform, and they all had worn caps with the different weapons. But now they have variations. They've got the proper uniform, or they have this kind of plaid, kind of thrown together civilian look. Got a new style of hat. Not a big change, just something I felt should be mentioned. Still very cool. Here we have the, I think it's like Ikhwan. It's part of Arab High Command. I'm not exactly sure who these guys are, but they're very cool. Very uniformed with their look. Let's see, we got these kind of rifle. These are the winter variants. A skin I've seen before. I think it's from Call of Duty. Can't remember which one though. But still very cool. And if you know what the Ikhwan or Kehwan are, let me know. Here we have Bulgaria. I might have shown these guys before, but they've been changed around. Some differences now. Or I might have missed them, so I can't exactly remember. I'll be apologizing a lot for that. So we got the Bulgarian Alpine Rifleman. Got the submachine gunner, or not the, we got the light machine gunner. We got the support. We got the rifleman. Oh, it's very cool, the skull and the different kind of painting style on the helmets there. Got the officer. We have the Czechs here, they were changed. I think it was the colors. I can't remember exactly what else was changed with the Czechs. I know Slovaks have been changed, and you'll be seeing them soon enough. Still figured I'd show it. Here we have the faction of Estonia. They are maybe new. A few updates ago they were new. And but these guys are the Estonian FRA Corps, or Corps. FRA Corps. Very cool. This wacky looking helmet here. If you ever seen it before, it is a cap that was created during World War I. And it was a really ineffective and terrible cap. Like the front of it wasn't very effective ballistically, as well as like it was super heavy. Like like soldiers complained about it, and it was just a really ineffective and crude made cap. But still a very cool looking faction or units. The tank Jaeger, which is a tank hunter. So here we have the Estonian Military. We got the support, I think. Right here we have this guy in the almost turquoise, kind of dark bluish uniform. It's the Gendarmerie, or Grand Army, or Gendarmerie, or Grenadier. I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry. Very cool though. We got the support crew, we got the officer, the different types of riflemen. These guys look like a Red Army, kind of communist variant. Yeah, still very cool. We got the submachine gunner, the weapons and tank crewmen. That's it for the Estonians. They've been added to multiplayer, so videos of multiplayer with this mod will be coming out. Just gotta find people to play with. Gotta find time as well to play the mod in multiplayer. But definitely you'll be seeing that, and it does seem looking closer and closer towards release date. I remember sometime in September was the hopeful release. Not exactly sure it was a particular day, but even if it was released now, I'd say it was ready. But again, that's for Colonel Rooster to decide. It's been a wonderful work on this mod so far. Here we have another new faction. We have Finland. These are pretty nice uniforms. They don't seem like the ones from World War II. I know that someone made a skin pack or whatever for like the World War II finish, and like it looked really nice, aside from like the ugly, boring gray that had been used before. But these guys, they look different. I like the cap, red kind of outline in there. We got the weapons crew, we got the officer. I think these guys are the Forest Boys. And we have the tree, yeah, I think it's like Forest Boys and Mountain Boys. These guys are the Forest Boys. Got light machine gunner there. Here, I think these guys are the Mountain Boys. What's it, Mountain? You know what? No. How did I do that? Here, let's see. You guys got a sneak peek at someone there. If you know what I'm talking of. Let's see. Estonia. Nope, Finland. Here we go. Forest. Yeah, these are the Forest Boys. Mountain Boys, yep. Very cool. Let's see, then we got the standard Finnish troops. Or Finland troops. Very nice uniforms, very well done faction. I like the Ushanka there. Different style of it. Moving on. All the way back down here. We have the Honved, or Hoved, of the Hungarian Army. Or Honved. Very cool. I think I've showed these guys before. I think I've shown the faction of Hungary, but I think they were changed a little bit, so if not, I'm sorry for the repeat. Standard Hungarian Army. Tankmen, infantry officers. Here we have the Polish Republic. I showed them before, but these guys are these guys are new. These guys are the early riflemen. As well as these two are the veterans. Very cool. That Polish cap with the eagle. I think it's a Polish eagle. Here we have the Slovaks. If you're wondering what's new with them, brownish uniform. The helmet still has the cross, but now it has this lining of blue. I don't know if you can really see it that well, but it's like a dark bluish color. It's really nice. There's no change to the Ukrainian Sich riflemen, so I didn't show them. Here we have the communists. I think the Soviet Bulgaria or Soviet Hungary. Kingdom of Hungary, Soviet Republic of Hungary. There we go. So we have the communist rebels here. And then we have the standard communist army. Cool blue uniform again, similar to the Austrians. Here we have the Sudetenland faction, or FRA Corps, I think is what their name is. I showed them before, but they've been changed around a little bit, as well as like things like the Gestapo agents you'll see over here. I didn't show them. I looked through my videos, I couldn't find myself showing them, so if you do say that you remember it or whatever, these guys have been changed. I like this cap though, the square, interesting looking style. Here we have little Hitler pops up in the right corner as I'm showing off the fascists. Perfect timing. Here we have the different Gestapo agents, the unbuttoned coat. Some of the other troops, I can't remember their names. You got the weapons crew, you got the tank Jaegers again, tank hunters. Very cool. I think these guys are the militia. Again, that weird, super ineffective World War I helmet. Here we have Argentina, or Argentine kind of volunteers. I think Bolivia or Paraguay. Either Bolivia or Paraguay. These guys are in there. Got a blue uniform variant. Field gray. The cool eagle kind of thing here on this guy's helmet. We got some other kind of militia type unit. I didn't recognize them with the green armband and style of the uniform, so I figured I'd show them. And that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Do let me know what you want to see in the future. Let's see. I'm going to be showing multiplayer, obviously. Slag Wars, the early era, I've mostly kind of let die off just because it was very unpopular. There's been a few requests to try and finish it at the very least, so I might do that. That's about it for right now. If any of you play the Nobody Except Us mod, like I do, and it doesn't work with the newest Cold War update, what you'll want to do is just download the old version. It's on Men of War Portal. It's a Russian website. Because on ModDB, the 1.68 version of Cold War for some reason doesn't download. It's like a single folder. So yeah, if any of you were wondering, when that mod would be updated, or if it'd be updated or changed at all, just do that for the now. Again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.